Hey guys, my name is Gina. I'm a classical Pilates instructor here in Nob Hill, San Francisco, coming to you from Raven Pilates. Today we're gonna work through what I call a core connection class. So we'll break down the building blocks of the basic mat. This is super great for someone who is Pilates curious, new to the practice. Maybe you just started taking privates and you wanna practice at home, but you're kind of like unsure where to start on your own. This is also really great for new teachers who are maybe like recently certified and they're still figuring out how to break down the mat to build your clients up. This is typically a workout that I will walk my clients through on their first package. I'll bring back principles from this workout to help them better understand the mechanics of each exercise. Sometimes in the big group classes, we just rush right into the full expression, which that's the intention of classes, right? But this is sometimes good, or this is really, really great to revisit some of these principles of pre-Pilates, just to get a little bit more organized and a little bit more precise into our practice. So today we're gonna work with 2 light weights and a strap. I was intentional not to use Pilates equipment because I know not everyone has that at home. If you don't have a strap, you could go ahead and use like a tie or maybe a towel, something that you have at home. And then the weights aren't going to be for like any bicep curls, or it's just for what I like to say is like for us to cooperate with gravity to help you feel where the points of the work are. But if you don't have them at home, you could even use like maybe a water bottle, like a small water bottle, or just no weights is fine as well too. So that being said, let's go ahead and get started at the top of our mat. Okay, lovely. Everyone go ahead and meet me at the top of the mat. We're gonna go ahead and start off with like a very simple warm up just to move our bodies a little bit. Not perfectly Pilates, but just something that everyone is familiar with just to arrive to the mat. So go ahead and meet me and heels together, toes apart at the top of the mat. Okay, go ahead and start by genieing your arms here. Almost feel like you're pressing your arms down just enough that your elbows are in line with your shoulders, and make that feel nice and open through the collarbones. Keep that as you take one hand to your low belly and the other to your tailbone. And encourage your low belly to lift as you guide your tailbone down, and let that help you just feel really nice and connected and activated through your bottom here. Take your hand to the crown of your head and feel like you're pulling your belly up to head bump the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Return back to that genie position. And think of this as a nice full body effort as you rise up onto your heels by sending the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Good, and already just feel that nice full body effort. Lower and lift your heels 10 times. Try and stay nice and long here. Keep the head stacked over the shoulders, over the hips, over the knees, over the heels. For those of you maybe with a reformer practice or just getting started on Pilates, you could think of your tendon stretch for your footwork. Just go for about 3 and 2 and 1. Now stay lifted on your heels, slide the feet into parallel position, and go ahead and go for a little run here. And think of your running also on the reformer, a little variation of footwork. Avoid doing the hula here and think more like a color guard at the front of a marching band, and it's up, and it's up, and it's up, and it's up for 3 and 3 and 2 and 2 and 1 and 1. Good. Good. Go ahead and reach the 2 arms straight up. Roll yourself down. Good. Step the right foot back. Be in a nice slow lunge. If you need a little extra space, you could tent the fingers. You can come down to your fists, or if it's available to you, you can go ahead and slide right down and bring your hands flat onto the mat. Good. Now 3 times, straighten out that left leg and bend the left leg. Just waking yourself up to the back of the hamstrings. Good. This is definitely my first movement of the day too, so I'm nice and tight. Go ahead and step your right foot forward. Be in a nice forward fold for just a moment. And then step that left foot back, find that nice long line, and then 3 times straighten the front leg and bend the front leg. Good. Whatever hand position makes you feel the most grounded and balanced here. Good, bend the front knee, step your left foot forward to meet it. Now let's return back to heels together, toes apart for just a moment. Reach your hands for the back of your ankles, your calves, whatever is available to you here. Inhale. And exhale, pull your forehead to your knees. See if you can engage through your legs a little bit more and lift through the kneecaps. Press down through the big toe, baby toe, and heel. Bring your hands to your hips and just encourage them to stay still. Return back to that genie position with the arms. And then try and ragdoll from left to right, but keep squeezing those inner thighs together so the 2 legs stay one and stay nice and still. Try and drape your elbow to your knee, getting a nice stretch to the back of the hip joint and through the rib cage. Now pause through center. Go ahead and just bring your hands to frame your feet, bend your knees, and go ahead and just encourage yourself to sit down with control at the front of the mat. That should be just plenty here. We won't worry about too many fancy transitions today. Now, anchor down through your big toe, baby toe, and heel. Bring your hands to the back of the hamstrings. We're gonna start with a little bit of the half roll back. Keep your hands firmly anchored into the back of the hamstrings and give yourself a big inhale and try and lift your upper back. Keep the crown of your head on the ceiling as you start to scoop the tailbone under and guide your low back down towards the mat. Now here, take note if your toes are popping up. If they did, walk them back and then curl your chest towards your knees here. Good, and repeat just like that. Keeping the heels digging and the toes energetically reaching forward, scoop under, tap that low back down towards the mat. Now hollow out the belly, pull on the back of your legs to help you access your stomach and round your chest towards your knees. Good. Keep that energy between your heels and your seat to stay nice and balanced. Roll back, tap your low back down towards the mat. Now dig the heels, pull back on the legs, and use your arms here to help you guide. Think of your arms like a strap. So you don't want to, I would not encourage you to let go of the back of the legs. Everyone always thinks that they're being a badass because they're doing that. Don't do that. Okay, scoop the tailbone under. I want you to use your arms and find that full body effort. Dig through the heels, pull the elbows wide. Feel like you're pulling your stomach into the pocket of your low back to help you come up. One more just like that. Roll yourself back and leave your low back behind as you curl your chest towards your knees. This time you could go ahead and release the arms and roll yourself down one bone at a time with control. Nice even distribution of weight here, no plopping. Roll down low back, middle back, upper back, shoulders, neck, and head. Very good. Let's go ahead and let's cover some of the principles of Pilates here. So everything that we're trying to do is connecting our extremities to our center of gravity. So in Pilates, it's not just a core workout, but it's learning how to connect every movement and drive every movement from our core, from our center of gravity. So go ahead and make a diamond with your hands. Index fingers pointing towards one another. Thumbs are in a single file line, just like so. Go ahead and bring that diamond to your low belly so that the heel of your hands are right on your hip bones. There's a nice long line with your thumbs over your low belly and your fingertips are pointing towards your pelvis. Can you feel like you're anchoring your tailbone down onto the mat a little bit more and simultaneously feel like you're trying to pull your muscles off of your fingertips up towards your thumbs and into the mat? Go ahead and flex your right foot and keeping your belly pulling towards the mat, slide the right foot out and just notice those muscles underneath your right hand working. Now anchor the right side of your body and drag your right heel back to home. We're gonna alternate here, flex the left foot. Now keep your left low back, low belly on the mat as you slide the heel out. Now pull your muscles off of your fingertips and towards your thumbs and into the mat and slide it back. Good. Now really have the discipline to keep your low belly pulling towards the mat the entire time. Right foot slides out, right foot slides in. Now the left foot. The priority being keeping your low back stamped on the mat the entire time. Notice how it gets a little bit more challenging the further you reach the foot away. And in. Good. Last one to the left. And in. Good. Now let's go ahead and bypass the weight, or just go ahead and grab the weights for a second. They should be handy. Go ahead and reach your two arms straight up towards the ceiling. And I almost want you to imagine that I'm putting my hands on top of your fists and I'm pushing them down into the mat to help you connect those shoulder blades. Good. Now, 3 times with both arms. Reach the weights back and just notice what's happening. Notice if your back wants to pop up off of the mat and pick it back up. Okay, 2 more like that. Just do what you normally would do. And up. Good. And just feel that work here. I'll show you what it's not supposed to look like. Hopefully you're looking. Now, instead, keep the back nice and flat down onto the mat. Good. Now I'm gonna put the weights down. I want you to imagine that my hand is just underneath your rib cage right here, and I'm telling you to smush my fingers, smush my circulation the entire time. Go ahead and reach the 2 arms back. Keep the rib cage pressing down onto the mat and up. 2 more like that. This time, keep your chest pulling towards your hips to keep your torso down onto the mat. Good. Now reach the 2 arms back. Let's start to alternate. Good. Just pause with the weight over your shoulder, small little range of motion. And what we're doing here is we're challenging the stability of the rib cage. So prioritize keeping that upper half of your back down onto the mat. We're going for form, not necessarily for range. Good. And that is plenty. Bring your legs into a tabletop position. Keep the knees over the hips and your shins parallel to the ground so that your tailbone stays nice and heavy. And then try and recreate that same idea with the shoulder blades as you start to reach the 1 weight back at a time and alternate for 3 more. Keep your torso down onto the mat. Stay nice and stable through the top half of your torso. Good. Now we're gonna start to alternate here. Why don't we actually bring the weights down towards the mat for just a moment? For just a second, I want you to feel like you're reaching the kneecaps forward. And right when you feel like your low back wants to pop up, you pause and then hinge the legs over. Keep it super small and super modest. You don't get a cookie for touching the mat here. It's never been about what your heels are doing. It's always about stabilizing your low back. I say this in all of my classes. When you prioritize stability in your workouts, all of your wildest dreams will come true. Let that be a metaphor for your life. Stay nice and stable in your life and everything is just gonna work out. Good. So go for about 3 more here. Feel like you're hinging the knees forward. Let it feel like it's the knees, but we're really trying to work through those hips. Do 1 more. And up. Good. Now reach the 2 arms straight up. You could shift your weight into a parallel position. Now reach the left leg forward and pause, and reach the right arm back. Now anchor into your center of gravity to pull everything back up. Now reach that right leg forward, left arm back. Now zip up through your abs to pull everything back. Good. Left leg, right arm, and up. Good. Now notice how much you have to use your entire abdominal wall just to stay flat on the mat, and then pull everything in. Good. 1 more to each side. And up. Good. Really give your weight to the mat. Give your weight to the mat. Give your weight to the mat and up. Good. And then you could go ahead and rest. Okay. Preparing for the 100, let's go ahead and let's start to work on our upper curl. So walk your feet in as close as you can towards your bottom. Slide your fingertips to that spot just where your hamstrings meet the glutes. Now on an inhale, curl yourself up a little higher, bend the elbows wide, and exhale, settle your stomach down into the mat. Hold this here for 10. There should be no weight in your neck. I always like to say bend the elbows nice and wide so you feel like you can use your arms to help you access your upper abs. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Very nice, good. We'll do that 2 more times. Slide the hands behind the hamstrings, bend the elbows nice and wide, feel your upper back broadening, and feel like you're pulling your upper abs into that space to help you curl up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower yourself down. Gorgeous, good. Take a nice big breath. And last one here, slide the hands behind the hamstrings. Good, bend those elbows nice and wide, pull. Maybe you even pinch your bottom and send your tailbone to your heels a little bit more, a little stronger through the back of the legs. Try and get those shoulder blades up the mat, off the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower, down, down, down. Nice, good. Now let's actually do this with the weights now. Grab those weights again, they should be right there. This time, curl up through the head, neck, and shoulders, and really incentivize yourself to punch the weights towards your heels and just reach, reach, reach using your abs. Pull the abs back to reach the weights forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower, down. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Beautiful. Okay. Bend the knees into a tabletop position. Same position here so that the knees are just over the hips and then the shins are parallel to the ground, heels together, toes apart. It's more of a diamond shape. Now keep your head down for this first bit, grab the weights, and then just start to pump the arms up and down. Notice how that really connects your triceps to your upper back. And still actively pull your abdominal wall down towards the mat to help you stay nice and grounded through the torso. This isn't our 100, but I want you to feel the work. I want you to feel your arms connected to your back body supporting this. Go ahead, go for 3, and 2, and 1. Now just drop off the weights nicely. Bring your hands behind the hamstrings. Now press the back of your legs into your hands and your hands into your legs. Notice how that activates your tushy and anchors you through the hips. Keep your nice strong legs as you bend the elbows nice and wide and curl up through the head, neck, and shoulders. Reach the fingertips forward. Now start to pump the arms up and down like you did when you had the weights, like you're bouncing a little basketball. Maybe you're a metronome. Pump, 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 pump. Let's add the breath. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep those fingers nice and zipped up. Keep reaching your fingers to the front of the mat. Let's call that 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you curl up a little higher? Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stay with me. 3 more. If this is crazy on your neck, lower the head, neck, and shoulders down and practice with the weights when you're doing this on your own to help strengthen through the upper back until you can lift the head. 1 more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Beautiful. Good. All right. Slide the hands behind the hamstrings. Just go ahead and rock and roll yourself on up to seated. And then let's maybe take the strap. Let's do something a little different here. Hopefully it's still rolled up. And actually, you know what, just go ahead and leave it. Leave it, leave it, leave it. Let's go for a little bit more of that half roll down now that we're all warmed up. Slide the hands behind the hamstrings. Walk your feet in a little bit closer than you think. This time you could roll yourself down just to the low back. Good. Now round into yourself and curl, curl, curl. Good. Let's do that 2 more times. Just tap the low back. Now, nice strong legs. Anchor the legs as you curl yourself on up here. Let's go for 1 more. Roll down, just tap your low back down towards the mat and anchor through the heels to lift up. Now go ahead and grab the weights here, sit nice and tall. Reach your arms on that same diagonal as your thighs. Keep the heels digging as you roll yourself down, one bone at a time. Make sure you can keep your feet firmly planted. Now think of that exercise that we did to anchor the rib cage. As you reach the arms back, reach the arms forward on the same diagonal as your thighs. Bring your head into the window of your arms. Now try and reach the weights past your knees to roll yourself on up. Good. And again, legs are strong to help you access your stomach. Think of your legs as the stability component and your back as the mobility component. The legs have to stay perfectly still as a statue in order for you to access your stomach and get on up there. Peel yourself up one bone at a time. Reach the weights forward. Now weights and heels, think of them as your counterbalance here. Dig the heels into the ground and scoop down low back, middle back, upper back, shoulders, neck, head, reach back, reach up, and lift. Like you're peeling a piece of tape off of the mat and you don't want any air bubbles here. Good, go for one more. You're putting a bumper sticker on a Bentley. You don't want any air bubbles, especially when you reach back with the arms. Good. And then you could go ahead and place the weights down by your side. And let's go ahead and prepare for our leg circles with a little bit of 10, 10, 10, 10. Walk your feet in, just like in a spot, like if you were gonna lift up to a bridge pose, but you won't. And go ahead and bring your 2 feet together and straighten your left leg on the same diagonal as your thigh. Good. Find a little external rotation and hold that there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You could make a little diamond with your hands again and place it to your low belly and encourage the muscles under your hand to anchor down into the mat. Now lower down so that your knee is just in line with your calf. Here you're gonna start to feel the back of the leg really kick in. I know I've been chatting, so let's go ahead and hold that there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, the lower your heel goes, the harder it's gonna be to maintain keeping your back nice and flat on the mat. Lower your heel down to a spot, that last spot, where you could still keep the low back anchored. Good. Really prioritize keeping the stability of the low back. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now pull the left low belly down towards the mat to pull your leg up halfway. Bring the knee in line with the calf. Keep squeezing those inner thighs together and pressing your low back down into the mat. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then knee in line with your knee. Hold that there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now 5 times lower and lift the leg, sliding your knee along the seam of your right legging, staying nice and connected to that line that cuts your body in half from left to right. The lower the heel goes, the more you use your tush to keep your back flat on the mat, and you zip up through your stomach to lift. Remember, this is still an ab exercise. Keep your back nice and flat, pulling towards the mat. Bend the left knee. Let's go ahead and prep the opposite side. Straighten your right leg on the same diagonal as your thigh. Find a nice little external rotation. Keep pulling that right hip down towards the mat for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knee in line with your calf. Anchor the hip. Reach the leg out nice and long. Hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make sure that you're staying nice and symmetrical on either side as you slide the right foot down. And then now the heel is just hovering over the mat. Really pinch your tushy to keep the low back nice and down and flat on the mat. There should be no air bubbles here. If I was with you, I should not be able to split my hand underneath your back at any point. Good, that should be enough here. So go ahead and lift the leg up halfway, knee in line with your calf. Keep squeezing those inner thighs together, trying to make your 2 legs one for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knee in line with your knee. Hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now this time, return your hands to frame your torso and lower and lift this leg for 5. I always think of my hip as like a little door hinge here. 3. Good, the lower the heel goes, the more you fight to keep your stomach on the mat. 2. Good, you really have to have that internal discipline to keep pulling your abs in. And then 1 more. Good. Now go ahead and bend the knee, and let's go ahead and go for our leg circles here. So go ahead and straighten out that left leg out nice and long. Lift the leg up to 90 degrees now. Make sure the left leg is in a nice external rotation. Lower the heel down to that last spot that you could just hover the heel off the mat without the back popping up. Circle it out to the left and up. Now make sure that right side is also working really hard so it doesn't shimmy, shimmy, shake, shake. Leave your right leg nice and still. Let it be the support of the exercise. Good. Circle the foot down, out, around, and up. Down, out, around, and up. Down, out, around, and up. Last one. Down, out, around, and up. Hold it at the top. Anchor into that right side a little bit more. Reach the left leg out to the left. Circle the heel just in line with the calf and pick it up. Good. Prioritize keeping your low back down onto the mat the entire time. And up, down, out, around, and up, out, down, around, and up. Last one, out, down, around, and up. Bend the left knee. Make sure your legs can be 2 legs like 1 when we get started. Straighten out that right leg, find an external rotation. Reach the right leg up towards the ceiling and get started. Now lower down so that your heel just hovers over the mat. Take a moment to pause and make sure the low back is connected, the tushy is working. Reach the right leg out to the right and up. Lower down, out, around, and up. 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 Reverse. Reach out. Now that left side has to work really hard, even though the right leg is drawing circles, to make sure that the leg stays perfectly still the entire time. Go for 2 more in this direction. Good. Go ahead and bend your knee and pause. Roll yourself on up to seated. Slide yourself forward so you have a little bit of extra room. Slide the hands behind the hamstrings. Now find a nice little ball position here. Heels together, toes apart, knees about in line with your shoulders. Knees are wide, so you have like a little frog position. Okay, so like I said, keep those hands behind the hamstrings, your nice round back. Roll yourself back to the tips of the shoulder blades, and then I don't mind if your heels plop down for today here. Now, when we're getting started, I honestly don't mind if you roll back and let the heels go behind you, and then just let yourself fall, or not fall forward, but let the heels drop. This is kind of a precarious way of exercising for the first time for a lot of people, so I really don't, we're not gonna workshop it today. Wherever you are, just massage your spine, and then try and find control at the top and the bottom a little bit here. Balance at the back. And just go ahead and pause when you come forward. 1 more like that. Good, and pause. Now, before we transition into the ab series, I will have us do a little bit of balancing here to kind of start to understand. So lift those heels, slide the hands behind, and then really not just like rest your hands here, but press the back of your legs and pull your hands into your legs so you start to feel your legs really working. Now, right now you're balancing on your sit bones. Can you roll back and balance on your tailbone? And then come back, balance on the sit bones and pause. Notice how you have to really pull the knees up. Now, roll back, balance. Roll forward, balance. Roll back, balance. Whoa, and roll forward, balance. And notice how like maybe your heels come forward and back a little bit. That's totally fine. Do 1 more. Roll back, balance. Roll forward, balance. And then that's plenty. Okay, Before we get into the ab series, let's take a moment to kind of stretch our legs a little bit. So go ahead and roll yourself down all the way. Unroll that strap and then place your arch in the strap. You can have the left leg bent, you could have the left leg straight, whichever feels the most accessible and feels like you're getting the most work out of it. Well, really, I want you to keep your hips nice and flat on the mat. So if you feel like your booty starts to pop up when you straighten out that left leg, you should definitely keep the knee bent. But if you have the flexibility, you could go ahead and straighten out that left leg. I'm gonna go ahead and do so. So pull your knee to your nose. And then go ahead and bring both of your hands to the strap. Bring your right hand to both of the straps and like roll it around. And then bring your left hand to the ground and just go ahead and exhale as you reach that right leg out to the side and stretch. Ooh, I haven't done this in a few days. This is one of those exercises I really try and do every day, and I try and pepper into all of my classes because it's some good stuff. So remember this one. Cross the leg over your center line, switch hands. I'm not sure if the mic picked it up, but my elbow just crack-a-lacked. Cross the right leg over the center line. On this first pass, try and keep your right hip down onto the mat and try and use your internal architecture to really straighten out through the leg. Then you could start to let the hip gently twist off of the mat, reaching your right heel towards the left side of the room, getting that nice simple twist. Good. And then start to guide the hip back down towards the mat. Pull the knee to the nose. And then go ahead and switch sides. Good. Place the arch of your left foot in the strap and using both hands, a little tighter on this side for me. Pull the knee to the nose. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Good, and then you can go ahead and take the strap into your left hand, bring your right hand to the floor, and then open up that left leg out to the left and stretch, stretch, stretch. Cross the leg over the midline, switch hands. I like to roll the strap over my hand a little bit. And now keep the right hip down onto the mat as you pass the leg over the center line. And then guide your hip over your center line, letting the hip gently twist off of the mat, reaching that left heel towards the right side of the room. Now use your breath, inhale, guide the hip back. Good, and then I'm gonna say, let's go ahead and, this side for me was a little tighter, so I'm gonna take an extra minute, not a whole minute, but just a second, and pull the knee a little bit closer, try and straighten through the back of the kneecap a little bit more. And then you could go ahead and then, and then you know what? I have an idea here. So, keeping your back nice and flat onto the mat, keep the strap handy, stretch your legs up to 90 degrees, and then reach the heels about 5 inches forward. Keep it super small here. Now, heels together, toes apart. Start to slide your right foot along the seam of your leggings, and then flex your right foot and like start to scuff your heel forward. Now, same thing like that. Start to slide your left heel along the inseam of your right leg, and then scuff your heel. Now we're in Nob Hill in San Francisco here. We're on Polk Street, and it is so much fun, but it is a busy street in San Francisco. So I want you to imagine that you have Polk Street gum on your shoe, and you're gonna scuff it out, or wherever city you are, imagine you have downtown gum on, and bend your knee, slide the heel along the seam of your pants. Now scuff it, scuff it, scuff it, scuff it. One last one, bend that left leg, and then slide your heel along the seam of your right foot. Bend the right knee, bend the knees into your chest, give yourself a nice tight little hug. Now send the left leg away. You could just let it rest for a moment, and then give yourself a nice hip flexor stretch as you bend your right knee into your armpit and pull, pull, pull. Good, now go ahead and switch the legs out. Bend the knee in and pull, pull, pull. Switch the legs out. Bend that right knee in and pull, pull, pull. Reach out, switch, and then bend that left leg in and pull, pull, pull. Now just go ahead and keep the left leg in. Curl up through your head, neck, and shoulders. Start to lift that right leg up so that you can feel like you're super anchored to the bottom half of your torso. Now it's effectively the same thing, just switch, and switch, and switch. Now do so with control. I had you guys start with the slide, like the little poke straight gumshoe exercise, because I want you to stay nice and connected to that center line. Can you get the heels to brush through center as you switch? Go for one more to each side. And rest. Place your feet down onto the mat. Grab for those weights. Reach your arms straight up to the ceiling. This is a little prep for the double leg stretch. Now reach your arms back to that last spot where you can keep the rib cage down onto the mat. Circle the arms around on top of your thighs. Good. Now keeping the shoulder blades anchored, rib cage down, reach back and hold. Circle the arms around so the weights are on top of your thighs. Do one more like that. Reach the arms back. Explore the range of motion where you could keep your rib cage down. Circle them forward and around. Good. Let's go ahead and drop the weights back on off. Keep your head down for this first bit. Bend both knees into your chest. On an inhale, reach your legs a little bit further forward to that working level and the arms straight up. Your back is nice and flat on the mat. Circle the arms around and bend the knees into the chest. Good, and repeat. Inhale everything up. Exhale everything in. Inhale, arms and legs away. Circle the arms around and bend the knees into the chest. Now, if the upper curl felt accomplished, if you felt like you can accomplish it, you could lift the head up now. Now this time, inhale, arms up, legs forward. Exhale, circle around. Inhale, arms up, legs forward. Exhale, circle around. Last one. Inhale, arms up, legs forward. Exhale, circle around. Good. Lower down through the head, neck, and shoulders. Reach your left leg out nice and long, just to hover so that you're holding the weight of the leg through the left hip. Curl up through the head, neck, and shoulders. Stretch your right leg up and your left leg out. Now with a nice straight right leg, pull the knee to the nose. Scissor the legs out from the low belly as you pull. Scissor the legs out as you pull. Keep the legs nice and straight as you switch them out. Good. Just nice straight legs you scissor. Go for 3, and 3, and 2, and 2, and 1, and 1. Good. Let's go ahead and lower the head down for the double straight leg stretch. And we're actually gonna do so with bent knees for today. First things first, lower the heels down onto the mat, make a little diamond with your hands, and then place your tailbone right on top of that diamond. Bend the knees into a tabletop position. Now you might have a little bit of space underneath that low back here. I want you to try and fill the gap with your belly. Really anchor your stomach down into the mat. Now keeping that, hinge the legs forward and zip up through your abdominal wall to bring your knees back home. Sorry, and I should have also said, bring your legs into a tabletop position, heels together, shins parallel to the ground, knees stacked over the hips. Now remember, we're going for form, not necessarily for range here. I'm even gonna keep mine super small so you guys can see what's going on here. The further you reach those kneecaps forward, the more you pull your stomach down towards the mat and anchor the low back. Go for 3 more, and up. Go for 2 more, and up, and last one, and up. Lower your feet down onto the mat, remove the diamond from your tailbone, and rock yourself on up to seated for spine stretch forward. Give yourself a little bit of room. Good. Go ahead and take your strap and hook it behind your arches. Walk your hands as close as you can towards your feet. I want you to go ahead and keep that, even if you have the flexibility, go ahead and use the strap here for today. So curl up your hands as close as you can towards the pinky outside of your feet and forward fold. Now, Send the heels away, keep the feet flexed, and feel like you're trying to pull your low back and inflate your spine in all four directions. Now you just feel that nice opening through your low back. Release for just a moment. Imagine my hand is on your low back, and this time as you bend the elbows wide and pull the belly back, I want you to try and fill up my hand in your low back right here. Now go ahead and release the strap. You can place it off to the side. Let's have everyone start forward. Round forward and reach the fingertips past your toes. Now imagine my hand is on your low back and I'm telling you to pull your belly into my hand. Let that help you guide the motion as you start to stack the spine and sit nice and tall. We're finishing in a position where the arms are parallel to the ground. Bring your head into the window of your arms and keep reaching those fingertips forward as you pull the waistline back. Just stretch, 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 and repeat. Start to stack your spine along the imaginary wall as you sit tall, 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 and crown of the head, nod the chin to the chest, and round forward, forward, forward. Come back on up. Can you head bump me away and sit a little taller? Last one. Beautiful. That concludes our mat work. Let's finish with one final little stretch that we're all familiar with. Go ahead and flip over into a little downward dog. And pedal out through the feet. I don't know where you guys are. Today is July 7th in San Francisco, and it is like our winter right now. So everything feels a little crickety right now. It's nice to just kind of pedal out through the feet like we started off with. Oh, my ankle just cracked. Go ahead and reach that right leg straight up. Let's come into a little pigeon pose here. Yes, good. Now go ahead and tent your fingers. Feel like you're trying to open yourself up through the chest. And then walk your fingertips forward and just stretch. Nice, deep, complete inhales and exhales. Go for 2 more. Just let your hips be spaghetti as you melt onto the mat. Walk your hands back. Try and open up through the chest again. Maybe you bend the knee and just encourage that knee to bend a little bit more. Feel that stretch to the front of your hip. Go ahead and release. Tuck the back toes. Reach the right leg up as you come out of the posture. And then go ahead and bring your right toe to meet the left. Pedal out the feet for 3 and 2 and 1. Reach the left leg up towards the ceiling. And then go ahead and come into a pigeon pose on that left side. Walk yourself back. Keep checking to make sure my hair is not so crazy, but it's not, it's all good. Okay, go ahead and tent the fingers, open up through the chest. Feel like you're trying to create more space between your belly and your thigh. And then go ahead and walk your hands forward. And then drape your forehead down. 3 deep, complete inhales and deep, complete exhales. Let your hips relax with each exhale. So tuck the right toes. Really reach that left leg up towards the ceiling. Get a little bit of length. And then go ahead and bring your left foot to meet the right. Let's go heels together, toes apart at the back of the mat. And then start to walk your hands back into a forward fold in the back of the mat, keeping your legs nice and quiet. Reach your hands for your ankles as you round forward. Now squeeze through the back of the legs as you roll yourself up 1 bone at a time. And circle the arms down and around. And you are all done for the day. Thank you so much for practicing with me. If this class, if you still were like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, what I'm supposed to be feeling, I really, really recommend that you find a local Pilates instructor near you who can help walk you through some of the little details. There's a lot of new feels going on in here, especially if you've never done it before, but I really thank you for practicing with me today. If you guys also have any questions, feel free to DM me or reach out to me directly on Instagram at gina.sf Pilates, which is probably how you found this video as well too. But I look forward to practicing with you on the mat. The more you keep doing this, the more all of those other classes are going to start to make sense. So yeah, can't wait to see you on the mat next time.